Okay, so we're here to see the Divorce Court movie, and what made you want to come and see this today? Because it hasn't started yet. What are you expecting to find out?
I was very intrigued by the idea of making a movie regarding the divorce industry and how convoluted it has become, and I feel that it isn't helping families to have the best outcomes for themselves financially. So, and also because I believe I was part of a system that I trusted in that system, and I didn't feel that it really helped me or my family. So I'm very curious to see what I may have missed.
Did you ever feel like you understood it in the process of going through it?
You know, I was so trusting of my attorney, and it wasn't until, because my divorce was drawn out for a very long time, 4 years, and I feel, and it wasn't until that last year that I really started to understand this wasn't about me, it was about the money game.
Would you mind if I spoke to you after the movie to see what you think?
I would love you to.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thanks for doing it.
Why are you here to see the Divorce Court movie today?
My son went through a divorce a few years back, and I think our divorce system is extraordinarily biased against men.
And are you from Utah, or did he get divorced someplace else?
He got divorced here in Utah. He is in Afghanistan at the moment, trying to recover financially. But our divorce court in Utah is especially slanted towards the women, and I think that it should be equal. I have 3 daughters and 3 sons, so I love males and females, so I'm not biased one way.
No agenda either way. It's just
no
your
agenda.
impression is.
My impression totally is that the divorce courts are extremely biased against men and, in my opinion, against children. Even though they claim to be for children, they refuse to listen to children.
That's interesting.
In our cases, the judges won't even listen.
Do you mind if I get your impressions after the movie,
yes,
too? Just
please.
See what you think? Thanks very much. Why is it that you came to see the Divorce Court movie today?
I heard about this through a friend, and I wanted to come and educate myself because I'm in an ongoing legal situation right now regarding the custody of my daughter. And the legal system is really confusing to me, so I want to educate myself, and I also want to find out how to advocate for kids. I think someone else here said it best, is where's the advocate for the children? It seems like it's a thing with the courts and the adults and a money-making machine, and I just want my daughter to be safe.
Do you mind if I get your impressions after watching the movie to see what you thought? And
sure.
If anything's changed your mind one way or the other?
Sure.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Why did you decide to come and see the Divorce Court movie?
Well, I came because I've been through a divorce from hell for the last 5 years. I've been in a custody battle. My ex-wife has some mental issues and has been keeping our children from us, from me and from my new wife this entire time. It's actually been about 9 months since I've even been able to speak to my children, even on the phone.
What do you think do you think your impressions will change after watching this film? Or?
I know that there's good attorneys out there, there's good judges. I think, for me, I'm hoping that enough of the right people find out about the film to maybe make some changes in policy, maybe through legislation. I'm hoping that it kind of gets people united in their efforts to be able to get some change it may not even help me in my case, but even if it helps other people in the future. I know of so many dads and so many moms who are being kept from their kids and who've, spending time with your child should not be an issue unless you're abusive or something really out of the ordinary. And there's so many good people, good parents that are being denied that relationship. And I'm hoping that it's, I don't think my opinion is going to change, I guess, but I think that it'll hopefully influence some other people to maybe make some action in the
Thanks.
future.
You think you sound like a kook or a crank?
I hope I don't.
Yeah, I don't either. Hey, would you mind if I talked to you after the film to see what your impressions were?
Definitely.
Thanks very much. Why did you come to see the Divorce Court today?
I've been separated for about 3 months, and going through the divorce has been pretty tough. We've got lots of questions, and just looking to see what the big deal is with lots of people are scared for some reason, and I don't want to be scared.
Yeah, have you started the process, or are you going to start the process?
I'm about to start the process.
So do you mind if I ask you what you thought of the movie and get your impressions after?
Not at all.
Thanks very much.
All right.
So why did you decide to come to see Divorce Corp today?
Because I'm part of NPO, and I'd like to see what they're putting out nationwide, what they've gathered for research, what they've, the experience.
What's NPO?
The National Parents Organization.
And do they have a chapter in Utah?
Yes, just started up last May. So
great.
we're pretty new, but the national, I'm not sure how many years, but they're just growing across the country, state by state.
Do you mind if I ask you what your impressions are of the movie after?
Sure.
Great,
I'd love to
thank
do
you.
that. Okay.
You've just seen the movie. What did you think after it's over?
It makes me sick. It sickens me, and I feel very discouraged. I realize now that what I formulated in my head was exactly right, that I was part of this scam. I also lost custody. I also went through a 4-year divorce process, and completely financial devastated me and my ex.
You're saying that your experience is not that unusual.
It is exactly what they identified in the movie, and I didn't realize that it was a game in my mind. I thought I was one of the unlucky ones, but now I realize I'm part of the system that is so broken and so horrible, and my family is still healing. I'm still healing.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me.
I appreciate you bringing it to us. Thank you.
All right. So you've seen the movie. It's over now.
Yes,
And what did
I
you
have.
think?
I thought it was amazing and an eye-opener for any of those that are thinking about a divorce.
And you know the system a bit, don't you?
I do.
Was this an exaggeration?
No, not at all.
Is it unbelievable?
It is truly
But is it
unbelievable.
but is it an exaggeration?
No,
Yeah.
it is not an exaggeration.
That's what I think too. That's what's so
Just-
surprising. I mean, I am a divorce lawyer, and it doesn't paint a very positive picture. But it's an accurate one.
It's very accurate, and to see the destruction to the children's lives, that's what's so sad. I mean, the financial destruction of homes is unbearable, all for what is truly a corporation of greed.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate your thoughts.
You're welcome.
So you've just seen the Divorce Court movie. What were your thoughts?
Well, it actually didn't surprise me. There's not too many things on there that I wasn't aware of. I mean, I saw new situations and new circumstances, but I wouldn't say that I necessarily learned any new information because I'm well aware of the dishonesty that takes place in the courts. And
Let me ask you this. I mean, was it pretty shocking to see what was presented? To someone who
it
may
was
not
no. It was the only thing that was shocking to me is I thought that some of the things that have happened to me in my situation were extreme and were, that if people just knew what had happened to me, that it would, that it would be.
people would change.
It would be really surprising to a lot of people. But yet, I saw some of the things in this movie and some of these scenarios, and I just thought, wow, they're even more extreme than the things that have happened to me.
And yet, are they inaccurate?
They didn't look inaccurate. I mean, it looked to me like, when you've got a video of a judge whipping on some little girl, that's pretty hard to dispute.
Yeah. My impression as a divorce lawyer myself is I mean, and I know the system in Utah. It's not inaccurate. It's outrageous, and it's upsetting, and it's shocking, but it's not inaccurate. What is even though you say your experience has not been as extreme as some that are presented here, would it be? Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
I have a 4-year-old son that I haven't seen since he was 6 months old. I've been accused of abuse. I've been accused of all kinds of various things. I don't get to see my son, and yet none of those things are true. There's no evidence to those things. I have no criminal record to those things. I mean, there's just no evidence whatsoever, and yet the court takes these allegations and takes these lies by people that have nothing but selfish interests and their own selfish desires to gain, and they can use those things against you like that. It's just wrong.
Well, aren't you just like a crank or some kind of crazy guy or something like that?
Yeah, I sound pretty crazy, don't I?
Thanks very much.
Sure.
Just seen the movie, and what were your thoughts?
I thought that it definitely shows some of the worst case scenarios, but unfortunately those worst case scenarios they're happening more and more every day, especially here in Utah.
Thanks very much. So you've just seen the movie as it ended. What were your impressions?
Well, I became very nauseated from having experienced some of those things myself, but
Literally.
literally, yeah, literally. And actually, I saw a few people run out, and I was wondering if they had to go throw up. I mean, hate to say that, but that's what it can do to you if you've been through it.
Now, some might say, okay, so it was that shocking and horrific, but is it accurate?
Oh, I would say it's accurate, yeah. Now, not every attorney is out for your money. I think there's people who have ethics who are trying, but there's enough people like that.
Yeah, well, I am a divorce attorney, and I'll tell you, I didn't think it was inaccurate myself. I mean, it's a shame, but I didn't find it to be. It was shocking, it was horrific, and it's not hype.
Right. I don't think it was over-dramatized. I think it was pretty accurate. So as a social worker, I'm just thinking there's so much. I mean, it's overwhelming to say, what can we do? But there's so much education that's needed. Some people will respond. I like the comment at the end. He said that sometime in the future, we're going to look back on this time like the Dark Ages and say, what? We really did that? And I think that's going to happen, but we have to make some changes.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.